Here you go.
Why Sinigang by Doreen G. Fernandez. Rather than the overworked adobo.
So often identified as the Philippine stew in foreign cookbooks.
Sinigang seems to me the dish most representative of Filipino taste. We lightly boiled, the slightly sour, the dish that includes fish,
Or shrimp or meat.
vegetables, and broth. It is adaptable to all tastes.
If you don't like shrimp, then bangus or pork.
To all classes and budgets.
Even na yungin in humble little piles find their way into the pot.
Seasons and availability.
Walang talong, mahal ang gabi, no problem. Kangkong ka na lang.
But why? Why does sinigang find its way to their dulang? To Formica top restaurant booth? To gleaming Ilustrado table? Why does one like anything at all? How is a people taste shaped? But still, why sour? Aside from the fact that sour balls are cooling in a hot weather, could it be perhaps because the dish is meant to be eaten against the mild background of rice? Easy to plant and harvest, and allowing more than one crop a year. Rice is ubiquitous on the landscape. One can picture our ancestors settling down beside their rivers and finally turning to the cultivation of fields, with rice as one of the first steady crops. Rice to us is more than basic cereal. For a constant background, steady accompaniment, it's also a shaper of other food and tastes. We not only sour, but of sharp contrast. Rice can be ground into flour and thus the proliferation of puto. The mildly sweet putong polo, the banana leaf encased manapla variety, puto filled with meat or flavored with ube. Puto in cakes or wedges, white or brown, eaten with dinaguan, dinuguan, or salabat. The greenery. Oh,